Well, Aaron Rodgers' career with the Green Bay Packers has come to an end. And while we have given our full thoughts on why it is time to move on and all of that, we also have a lot of emotions attached to it, obviously. And there is countless memories watching Aaron Rodgers play football. So today, me and Big B are drafting the top 10 moments in Aaron Rodgers' career as a Packer. We're going to do a snake style draft where we each pick 5 moments to create the ultimate top 10 moment list. Big B, how is your draft board looking at this point in time?
Draft board is looking good. I feel confident in where our players are at on that draft board. Put a lot of hard work into determining where these players land on our board. So I'm ready to get this thing underway and show everybody the draft board.
All right, let's do it. So to determine who will get the first overall pick, and let me first say this because this is an important rule too. We are excluding Super Bowl 45 because that is obviously number one on there, and I just don't want anybody's team to be too overpowered. So excluding Super Bowl 45, that player had a extreme controversy right before this draft, so he will not be selected. But the way we will determine who gets the first overall pick, we will be asking Google to generate a random number from 2008 to 2022. And then with that number, we are going to each guess how many touchdowns Rodgers had in that season. And whoever is closest will get that coveted first pick. So, all right. The season is 2010, the Super Bowl year. I'm going to say 28.
36.
Ooh, okay. And the answer is 28. Oh my, I swear to God, I did not cheat. I swear to God, there is no conspiracy here. This was my idea, but I did not cheat. I will show you my Google history. This is the first time I've looked up this stat in months. But
this is rigged. This is rigged.
Okay, now I feel like there's almost more pressure on me to select a moment here. And, these moments can really be based off of everything from, just a great performance or just the memories associated with that. And for my first pick, I'm going to go just solely based off the memories I have with this moment, because I think whenever I think back to Aaron Rodgers' career as a Packer, this will be the moment that sticks strongest with me. And that is the Hail Mary against Detroit. I mean, that whole game, I feel like people forget that not only did they have that Hail Mary at the end, but the only reason that we were in that position is because they were down 19 points to Detroit going into third, fourth quarter, and then Julius Peppers gets a strip sack, and all of a sudden they come back. You have the face mask on the second to last play of the game that gives them the opportunity for the Hail Mary. And I will never forget being in the basement with my brothers watching that game and just going nuts when Richard Rodgers caught that. So that is my number one pick. So Big B, you got the next two. What are we looking at here?
Oh boy. So my number one prospect is still on the board. So okay. I'm going to take the NFC divisional round versus Atlanta in 2010.
Okay.
Beating the number one seed Atlanta Falcons on the road. And that was one of the greatest, probably is the greatest game Aaron Rodgers has ever played. He was absolutely on fire that game. He was locked in. And, I know Mark Oldacres a few years back did a thing. I think it was Mark Oldacres did a thing where he looked back at all the games, broke it all down. And this game was number one on the greatest Aaron Rodgers game of all time. Yeah. So that is my first selection.
And overall, that game was just gold. I mean, the Tramon Williams interception right before half, that was pretty much the dagger at that point. Just insane. So good choice there. What do you got for pick number 3?
Oh boy. So I got 2A and 2B. So I'm going to say, it's hard to pass on this prospect here. We got to go best player available. I'm going to go Rodgers the Cook versus the Cowboys in the divisional round. That's a no-brainer here. Yeah. I feel like that could very easily be a steal here. And, I don't have to explain it to you. That was probably one of the greatest throws Aaron Rodgers has ever made.
Yeah.
Rolling to his left, throws like he's not even on the ground when he's throwing that thing, and it was just pinpoint accuracy to Jared Cook. So that is my second round pick.
Good choice. And I'm realizing with these that it's a good selection for these top 10 moments when you can remember exactly where you were and your reaction to this moment. For, this Cowboys game, I can remember being in the living room with my mom, not really caring what was going on, but me and my oldest brother, and then my dad he went into the garage because he was too scared to watch that final drive and that kick with Mason. Man, that was a great time too. All right, for pick number 4, I am going to go with, this is a tough one, but I'm going to say 2018 Week 1 versus the Bears. And once again, I remember my exact experience watching this game. After the third quarter, I think, I went up to my room to watch the game alone, and I was like, I don't even care about this game, but I have to turn it on because when there is a Packer game on, it just feels so unnatural to not be watching it, knowing that it's happening. Even like sometimes when I give up in the last 2 minutes, but still know like they're still playing, it feels weird. So I watched the fourth quarter, just seeing what would happen. And the whole time I was thinking of ways like all these superstitions. So if I was sitting in one position when they got a good play, I would stay in that position for the next 5 plays. If that wasn't working out so well, I'd change it again. I know one that was really good was my left knee, set up on my chair into my face. That one was really good. I think that was the one I had when Cobb scored that touchdown. So that performance was just incredible. And, we were all scarred seeing him go down in 2017. And then for that Week 1 game, he goes down, looked really rough. Khalil Mack was, committing first-degree murder on Deshaun Kaiser. And then that whole fourth quarter, the pass to Geronimo was one of the best of his career. Just what a game. All right, for pick number 5 here, I am going to go with, this might be kind of a sleeper pick, but it's one of my favorite games, and that's the Eagles game in 2016, the Monday night game that started the Run the Table series. I will never forget that pass to Devontae Adams. I screamed my head off. I forgot that I had pizza on my chair, so I sat down back on that after I finished jumping up and down. Just an insane game that was, because the Eagles were a really good team, and they were pretty much the one team on the remainder of the schedule. I was like, it's going to be a really tough match. But other than that, we got Minnesota twice. We have Houston. We could do this. But Philly was a big roadblock. They got that done. So that's one of my favorites. And Big B, now you have pick number 6.
Whew, I was getting nervous there because I really wanted this player.
Okay.
And I'm glad he fell to me. It's my 3rd overall prospect, so I'm glad he fell. I'm going with the Arizona Hail Mary to Jeff Janis. In my opinion, that is the greatest throw I have ever seen in my life, and Rodgers' greatest throw in his career, hands down. He's falling. What is he falling to his left, right? Like he's literally halfway to the ground when he releases the football, and it just gets there. It's pinpoint accuracy right to Jeff Janis. So glad Jeff Janis caught that, because that could have easily been overturned, because, who knows what a catch is. I don't even think they knew what a catch was in 2015. But I'm so happy that this pick fell to me, and that is a steal.
Definitely. Yeah. I hate to keep on ranting about my experiences with these games, but I remember, again, with that one, me and my brothers, only one brother is still with me downstairs watching that one. Everybody else had given up. My dad probably wasn't watching because of the stress that I put on him. But as soon as Janis caught the second one, the one that was for the touchdown, me and my brother are like, I just ultimate feeling of happiness and joy. And I was like, I just love the world right now. So we were hugging each other going up and down. I was like, I love you, Bears fan. I was like, I love everybody. Nothing is wrong in the world. I love this until like 5 minutes later when Larry Fitzgerald does what Larry Fitzgerald did. But it is interesting how over the years that game is still viewed by Packers fans as just a phenomenal game, no matter what happened in that one, because they had a little bit of a comeback there. Carson Palmer, man, donning us up. And I remember Sam Shields was just inches away from getting an interception that would have probably had us winning the game if he caught that, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Good game either way, and we would have got killed by the Panthers next week the same way the Cardinals did in that championship game.
Yeah, one takeaway I do have, though, is that your family gives up very, very easily on Packer games. Like, do they not learn that we had Aaron freaking Rodgers at quarterback? Like, what are they doing?
You know, with my dad, he gets way too riled up. He says his heart can't take it. And then my oldest brother, he's pretty pessimistic. Sure. All right, then. So I got a pick here. We're going into the final part of this draft. I have a pick, and then Big B has two, and then I'll end it off with pick number 10. So for pick number 7, for me, I'm gonna go with I Still Own You versus the Bears from 2021. Okay. That was an electrifying moment for sure, and it does feel. I'm so glad we got that, and then the salute in Rodgers' last 2 games at Soldier Field, because we will forever hold that over Bears fans. And I honestly don't remember too much from that game other than the Rodgers touchdown run-in and this celebration. But that definitely makes the all-time Aaron Rodgers highlight reel. All right, Big B, your last 2 picks. Big moment here. Let's hear it.
Oh boy, this is tough. I have a few left on my board.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to go. I have 2 back-to-back. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So my first one is gonna be Rodgers of the Cobb in 2013 in the final week of the season.
Okay.
That's probably another steal. I'm surprised you didn't pick that, to be honest.
Yeah.
John Kuhn had that great block on Julius Peppers, Packers legend Julius Peppers, may I add. And what was Rodgers coming back from a concussion or
I think it might have been his first game back from a concussion.
Yes, and we made the playoffs we make the playoffs or win the division title.
Win the division.
Win the division on that one. Yep. So that is my second to last pick, and then I'm gonna go with another sleeper pick, which I was hoping would fall to my last spot when I was making this, and it's gonna be the first time Aaron Rodgers beat Brett Favre at Lambeau Field in 2010.
Yeah.
That one holds a special place, and I feel like a lot of Packers fans' hearts being the first time Rodgers beat Favre, and I know that was just a big weight lifted off of a lot of people's shoulders. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch that live because I wasn't in the football then. But I mean, that's just a underrated moment in Aaron Rodgers' career, and I couldn't pass that up here in the final spot.
Definitely. Okay. This might not be in a lot of people's top 10s, but for me, I'm gonna go with the 440th touchdown with the Packers that beat Brett Favre's record.
Good pick.
On
good pick.
Christmas Day, 2021. Again, just that moment where he's on the bench. They show the graphic. They play the video from Brett, and he goes, "I love you" to the fans. That's a great moment for me, and glad Aaron Rodgers' career with the Packers. Despite all the drama that has been involved every one of these past 3 off seasons, I am just so thankful that we got 2019, 2020, and 2021. Just so many great moments packed in there, and hopefully we remember that much more strongly than we do 2022 and all the drama that happened in the seasons before that. So that is our top 10 list. Let me round this out here, and then we'll present our list. All right. So, according to me and Big B, again, these are not based off of just like best performances, but just best moments that we will remember from Aaron Rodgers' career forever. So, de facto number one was Super Bowl 45. But with our list, number one, we have Hail Mary versus Detroit. Number two, Atlanta divisional round in 2010. Number three, Rodgers to Cook in 2016. Number four, 2018 comeback versus Chicago. Number five, the first game on the Run the Table versus Philadelphia. Number six, Jeff Janis in Arizona. Number seven, I Still Own You in Chicago. Number eight, Rodgers to Cobb, also in Chicago in 2013. Number nine, beating Brett Favre for the first time. And then number 10, breaking Favre's record. So, again, like, I think there's a few ones that people might change the order of, but I feel like all 10 of those moments would make everybody's top 15 at least.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's some that were left off of here just speaks to how many phenomenal moments he had with this team. And, you know, throughout this whole thing, and I kept on bringing up my memories of it, it just made me realize, you know, we've been saying this whole week of all of our memories we have with him, but thinking back to these exact moments, it's pretty crazy to think how long he was our quarterback. Makes me a little sad. Now, this is the first time ever since this Wednesday where I felt the sad that it's over, but it is, all good things must come to an end. But I'm definitely glad we did this draft video. This might be one of my favorites that we've ever done, really.
Yeah.
So that's all we have for you today. Make sure you check out the episode we put out on Saturday, where we just, you know, go through some more emotions with this trade and also the logical things of it, why it's time to move on, trade leverage, and then we also do a quick recap of everything that has happened regarding the Packers and free agency. So that's all we got for you today. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all the socials. Links for those are in our description, and we'll talk to you later. As always, go Pack, go.